It's that time of year again, Ruth, and everybody in town looks forward to the MittTV and the magazine that you all and a lot of help from a lot of people, but put together, and it's a beautiful color, pictures and everything, and nice articles about some of the special people in town and people that have been part of the Romeo family for a long time. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about this year's issue.
Well, first of all, we try to get like unsung heroes. You know, a lot of people that don't get a lot of press, they don't get a lot of attention, or sometimes they just don't get a lot of thank yous. So every year, I mean, you know, we do a digital online article every Sunday. So all through the year, we're meeting lots of people that we write stories about, because if you don't know it already, we have a really short attention span. And so, So, you know, we've been doing this for 10 years, and we find that the attention span is pretty small right now. So we do Sunday articles that people can leisurely read, and then we pick out a few of the special articles throughout the year, and then we write, of course, like the recent ones, you know, the Peach Festival, the Peach Queens, the honorary people, you know, throughout the season. We like to put in the Peach Festival special edition. So all year long, we're creating articles.
It's a cumulative effort.
Right, it's a cumulative effort.
And they can also, and they can read these articles, or some articles online, and they go to where?
To the MittTV magazine on Facebook.
And that's on
our website.
MittTV. Yeah.
And if you go to our website, which is the MittTV.com, mm-hmm. there is flip books. So all you have to do is click on, because you can go through all the years that we've written a magazine.
And how many years has it been so far?
9.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't do COVID. We didn't do one during COVID. So and you can just flip through easily on our new website. So they're beautiful. They're all in color, and you can read the whole magazine. But each year, I don't know, it's so many people like contact us and say, hey, do you know about so-and-so? You know, have you ever worked with so-and-so, or do you know about this person who's doing this? And I get a hold of Jerry Fryman, and he's the guy. He's our editor-in-chief this year for the first time. And he and I just pretty much
pull it
all together, get some graphics, and let people know about it, really.
And in the magazine, I mean, you talked about the articles.
Mm-hmm.
It's not National Geographic, so the articles are not a long read. Well, it's not a long read. No, National Geographic, you can go through.
Sometimes they can be long reads. You know, the one on Cindy Wilson this year was a little long because there was just so much about her. You know, Cindy Wilson has just been one of those unsung heroes. You know, she's worked for the Village for years, and you know, you see everything that people do just little by little every year for years and years to make our lives better. Well, so you know, we had to bring that one out. We had to put that one in the magazine, and that, you know, that's a 4-pager. But most of them are short because people don't read long articles either.
And you have some articles on some people that are doing some other wonderful things. Mm-hmm. Even a teacher in there.
Yep.
Mike Buslip, who's been a very successful
cross-country. We were just talking about him.
Yes, he's a very successful cross-country coach for Romeo High School. But who else do you have in the magazine?
Well, we wanted to put Buslip in there this year because Jerry had interviewed him, and he was talking about him so much. He says, this guy is a true unsung hero in, you know, sports. He's really done a lot. He's done a lot for the kids. He's done a lot for the sports. So we wanted to make sure we put Mike's article about running, you know, unprecedented lengths to be successful, and the impact that he's had on his kids also. So, but we did one this year that I just loved, is on our Emily Malik which you just got done talking.
Yeah, she's on the Romeo Sports Recap with the 100 Years of Romeo football. So
exactly.
She
couldn't have done it without her.
I'll tell you what, she did a lot of research, man. She's going to pass the test.
Yeah, yeah, she's incredible. In fact, she's talking because we just got done with that podcast before we started this one. She was telling me that they're starting to accumulate personal stories from people that have lived here for the 100th year celebration, I think 100th year celebration of the Peach Festival. So they're going to be at the community center. You're going to be, you don't know this yet, but you're going to be interviewing them at the community center. And they're asking people in the area to come down, sit down talking to them. And they're archiving all those conversations for Keyser. And Keyser is amazing. I mean, they archive our Mitt magazine. And they want to accumulate all of the stories, just like we do. Right.
All the history.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Well, there's been some peach festivals. There's been some peach festivals that I attended. I'm not too proud of, but
come on, we don't talk about that.
But there's other people. Emily's a super person and a very dedicated person.
Yeah.
You've got Danielle Efmew.
Right.
She's another person that the Chamber of Commerce, I believe, awarded her with
she was
the Hometown Hero Award.
Yep, she was honored with our Hometown Hero. And again, here's a woman who you probably don't hear about a lot, because she's into dance. Let me get to the article. And what we wanted to focus on was also her family, because she's she's got a great family.
Yeah, I know them well.
Oh, that's right, you do.
Mike Efmew,
right.
Her husband, played football at Eisenhower back in the early 2000s, and interviewed him a few times.
Okay.
And I know his family and stuff too, so it was great to see Danielle there. And her sister also was friends with Kelly Stevens' daughter.
Right.
And so,
yeah, it's a small...
They're a dancing family, I know that for sure.
And she gives back. She really works at giving back. She's a very humble person. And we just thought that she really needed to be focused and featured in the magazine. And we usually cover that honoree every year anyways.
And you got our bird in the sky, Larry.
Absolutely.
Larry Fultrin with his
we love Larry.
His business. I mean,
we love Larry.
I watched some of the Peach Festival coverages, and Larry with his shots from his drone were just fantastic.
Everything. He makes it. He makes our broadcasting. I mean, I'm looking because it was a center article because we have the ribbon, and I'm always impressed because you can see it from, like you're sitting there
up in the press box. I see. Yeah.
But when he gets over the top, and then we speed it up a little bit, and you see the ribbon form. Yeah,
we're talking about the ribbon for the cancer game,
right.
When everybody comes out and gets to midfield, and they make a ribbon sort of formation.
That's the center story.
Yeah, I
just love that night. The night, I mean, everybody, people are crying and they're all emotional, but the things that Larry can do because of the technology that the MittTV has, we have switching. So, our producers like Riley and Brendan and all the other guys out there, Riley's behind the scenes tonight.
Well, you got Riley and Paige, both are a little bit something about them in that magazine too.
Of course. We're so proud of our interns. We look at, and you and I, we're getting old, we're getting old. But when you
talking about me?
Yeah. You work with Riley a lot and Paige. Paige now has taken over our social media for the MittTV. She's doing a fabulous job because she's back to college now, but she goes to school. She works at night. We love those kind of people.
Well, that doesn't hurt her grades.
Nope, she's doing good grades.
She's
we
a
keep
smart
those
kid.
up. She really does.
She's a smart kid.
We look at those like Riley and Paige, and they give me hope. They give me hope for the planet that we can retire.
Well,
we can leave and let them rule the world.
Well, eventually they're going to make us put it down, so we're not going to be able to have much of a choice.
Yeah.
The other thing I was going to say, you had the Romeo Cemetery Sexton. How did that come
Talk
about?
about that. Talk about that. I
What
just
is
love
it?
this guy, Matt.
Mitchell Foster?
Here we go. Mitchell Foster cares for the past and present as Romeo Cemetery Sexton. This is a guy that has been taking care of the Romeo Cemetery for years, and he was just given the position of the cemetery sexton. So he's already done a lot for us. And a lot of people, like, when you go to Romeo High School, which I did, class of 77, way back then.
You're way younger than me.
Oh, thank you, Tim. When you go there, you're as a kid, you're walking down 32 because we all go into town after school, or we go to the park or whatever, and you walk past the cemetery and you really don't think about it. But as you get older, you start to appreciate the cemetery. You're like, you get a little closer to the cemetery than
Avoid that.
yeah, you were in high school. So, but when you do, you look at the condition, you look at how we care for the people in our community that have passed. And we do a really good job at respecting those people because guys like Mitchell Foster are there. And I so appreciate some of the things that he's done. Like this year, for the memorial, the whole parade and the whole ceremony at the cemetery. Here we are. We got this podium and we have all the dignitaries there. And we have this nice parade that comes up. So this year he asked me, because we were talking, trying to prepare, put new flowers and put banners up and stuff to make it pretty. He said, "Do you think I could drive my tractor in that parade?" I go, "Hell yes. You need to drive your tractor in that parade." So he led the parade this year. And I thought that was so cool because he was responsible for making that whole event, looking good. I know we have a lot of people that, the garden club and everything helps, but he's doing a great job. So we thought we needed to focus on him this year.
And there's some interesting things that you'll find out when you folks read that article. And then you Romeo Theater with Lane Worth. What's that article about? She's a passion person.
I know. And what page is that on? Is that, what are you looking at?
Oh,
you got the index there.
41.
Give me the number. Okay.
How's that? 41.
Right behind the Metro Electric ad. They're big supporters of the MittTV. This is an article that Jerry Freeman really, really wanted to do. And he brought it to my attention early on in 2025. And the things that this guy is doing is just, sometimes we get so used, we always had the same directors, and then we get to know them. And we look at them as being the only ones that can be successful. But this guy walks in, comes from Kansas, and he takes over. And he's just doing a sensational job. And he's young, he's vibrant, kids love him. And he's just done.
It takes an energy. Theater, it takes an energy.
Yeah.
And
it really does.
He definitely has it. And then, a Peach Festival MittTV magazine would be complete without mentioning this year's Peach Queen.
Right.
And that's Olivia Lynn.
Yeah. Beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. She's got an amazing spirit. And I'm always amazed at how intelligent these girls are that come into this position of Peach Queen. Everybody thinks it's a beauty pageant, but what they do within the year, how many parades they're in, they're promoting, they're promoting everything. They're
promoting the town.
Right.
Of Romeo.
Yep. Well, yeah. And within that, they go in, they start their own charity, or they start their own charity program. They raise money. They do a huge job within a year. And these girls are busy. They're young. They're still either going to college or just started off. And these girls, we have Jessie Foltz that always is their mentor, and she's also their guardian, while they're here. And, because they don't go whatever, escorted to these functions. And I'm just blown away by their enthusiasm. They're always happy. We meet them all, and a couple of them have actually been interns at the MittTV. So we've gotten to know, just their capacity, to love the community, to send the message, throughout Michigan. And they're just extraordinary.
She's like the 94th?
94th. Yep.
Peach Queen. And we look forward to, we're going to talk to her over the weekend here.
Yes.
And we're looking forward to hearing from her.
Right.
About all the responsibilities and what her thoughts are about all that. And then, of course, your cover of your magazine.
Yes.
Features a schoolhouse. Now, I never went there, and I don't think you did either. But
it is right down from my house, though.
What is it?
I have driven past this building, and there's a real love for it throughout the community because, I don't know, every year somebody starts talking about this schoolhouse and saying, can somebody restore this? Can somebody step up and, fix this? Because this is what it looks like. Okay, we prettied it up a little bit for the cover, but this is what it looks like. Mm-hmm. And finally, Craig Bryant, who I was buddies with in high school. We were in the same class. And he's also the teacher at the Dumcat Academy. And we've gotten to know them quite well because they helped build the set for Brendan's movie set at my house this year. So I got to see these kids work. 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm hearing saws, chainsaws, lumber being loaded into my garage, and work ethic, extraordinary work ethic. But Craig Bryant has always looked at that schoolhouse and wanted to do something with it. And fortunately, Sam Praviti, the Washington Township supervisor, thought it would be a great idea to move this schoolhouse, restore it, lift it up out of the ground, and move it down the road to their new park, right by their new fire department, their new fire station. So this house, with the help, a lot of help. In fact, Craig sent me some photos this morning. They want that schoolhouse to be identical to what it was. Even to the windows. They're going to get those old bubble windows, bubble glass.
Oh, boy.
And the students are all doing this.
Yeah.
With his direction. But this morning, they were digging underneath all those stones that are underneath this wooden structure. This all has rock. They're digging underneath and jacking it up slowly.
Well, I have to because it's the structures.
Yeah, it's deteriorated.
Yeah.
So, and we're going to be talking about this because you're doing a podcast with Craig, and they really need, right now, they're really looking for people that might have photos for this schoolhouse, like either a class photo or something that's inside this schoolhouse, the Thornton Schoolhouse. We all just usually called it the Romeo Schoolhouse, but it's actually the Thornton Schoolhouse. So they're looking for anybody who has inside photos back then, like their grandmas, the great-grandmas grandma and grandpas might have them.
This is the just for folks, this is the Thorrington Schoolhouse.
Thorrington, right.
And I think it ended in 1955.
Yeah.
Is an active schoolhouse.
As an active school, right.
Right.
Yep.
Don't know if it was used for anything else after that. Probably was.
Mm-hmm.
But
there's lots of pictures of the outside, but not many of the inside. Mm-hmm. And they found actual drawings within the walls. So they're sticking to it with the historic aspect of it, and they are going to restore it to its original, which you can see a picture on page 5 of it. they're going to restore it to its original, beautiful, little, simple. There was a lot smaller class during that time, but
well, I couldn't have got away with as much as I got away with in high school if I was in that schoolhouse. That's for sure.
Right. Well, Bryant is a very humble man, and we got him to step up and take his time to do this article. But we're going to have a podcast with him. You're going to have a podcast, and he can explain it a lot more.
And I look forward to that because I got some other questions about it.
Oh, good.
Ruth, this is a wonderful magazine. You did a great job. You and everybody else that put it together.
Gary Fryman.
Yeah, but
he does an amazing job.
People ask me sometimes, why does she do this? Why do you get involved with this?
Well, I kind of elaborated in the inside cover this year. I got a little personal because it was the 10th year. And when I started this business, I started it because I thought that stories make a community. Because the people in the community make what we say, okay, is Romeo, is the village of Romeo, or Washington Township, or Bruce Township, or Almont, or Armada. But it's really the people that live there that make the stories, that make the village of Romeo what it is today. So even though we create it here, we like to stretch our little wings out and, grab people from Washington Township, grab people from Bruce Township. And I think it brings people together. We saw that happen during COVID when nobody could gather. And that was the first year we couldn't do the magazine. And I didn't really even think that people appreciated it. It's free.
What has been your feedback on it?
Oh, it's been crazy. I mean, the year that we didn't do it, it was like, is the magazine coming out?
Yeah. They missed it.
Yeah. And, we always do it during Peach Festival because so many people come in because we also...
From outside your community.
Right. And we distribute it during the Peach Festival, too, to all the people that are sitting, on the side of the roads. All of the restaurants have them. All of the bars, restaurants, doctors' offices, tanning salons, nail salons, and every restaurant from Bruce Township, even some Armada, Romeo and Washington, there's 52 on our distribution list that start tomorrow. And we have 7,000.
It's like an official Village of Romeo yearbook.
Yeah. Yep.
Basically is what it is.
Yep.
And well, I've had good comments to me from people that are not from Romeo that did get a copy of the magazine, and it's been very positive.
Well, like for the second page, we've got Marty's Four Corners Diner, and MJC. These are some of the people that advertise in our magazines, and they, you know how many people come in and out of Four Corners Diner every day.
Oh, yeah.
We go through boxes of magazines just from tomorrow when they get all delivered until probably well into October. People are still picking up this magazine and reading it. So I think it just brings the community together. It kind of gets it out there. And
that's really the name of the game.
Yeah.
People reacquaint themselves with people they haven't seen in a long time, or
Right.
they just pick up and go with their friendships. I know every year that our little group,
your little group that hangs out in
hangs out in Romeo at the Chamber of Commerce building there with Kelly and Tom Stevens. We look forward to it every year.
Oh yeah,
it'll be a fun time.
It's where everybody, like even my grade, and way back.
And you're younger than me.
I know. Yeah. Most of them come back for the Peach Festival still. And it always is a time where we have the class reunions. We have the people, because we know they're coming back to see their families, and they're coming back to see the Peach Festival parade is the largest parade in Michigan.
Oh, it's a long one.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
Because you broadcast it for us.
Yes, it is.
So,
but it'll be a great time.
Yeah.
We'll have a great time, and make sure that you get your copy of the MittTV's Peach Festival magazine,
and thank our advertisers.
thank our advertisers by patronizing them, right?
Yes. And I think a big thanks has to go out to Jerry Fryman, because we could not do this without him. Throughout the whole year, he's the one that's pulling in these interviews, getting the photos and everything. You've worked with him.
Well, Jerry does a fantastic job, and he's a very diligent person when it comes to communications and journalism. And
absolutely. And we are so happy to have him on our team.
I'm glad that he's able to help out.
Yeah.
Ruth, I look forward to seeing you on the Peach Festival. At the Peach Festival. At the Peach Festival. And
speaking of the Peach Festival, the Lions Club. Okay, so in the middle of this magazine is a very important 2 pages. These 2 pages tell you exactly what's happening at the Peach Festival, which is it.
It's like a program too, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because people come in, they drive into Romeo hearing that the Peach Festival is here, but they don't realize that this is all at the Lions Fieldhouse area. So a lot of times they drive through and go, I don't see any Peach Festival. This will tell you exactly from Thursday to, Sunday, Monday, exactly what time everything is happening. And
the Lions have what do they have? A Beers Around the World thing
they
too.
Have a huge pavilion.
Great selection.
Huge pavilion.
Yeah.
And there's so many people to thank in the Romeo Lions, because they're a small organization and they do this whole thing, and they get all of the dollars that they can, and they give it to the needy, and they have their own programs, which you'll hear more about this weekend because you're going to be covering it. But this thing here is exactly what you need to know, and then you can go to their website, and and their website is right here. And it'll tell you exactly what time the parades are, what time the streets get closed off, and all of that. Because a lot of people come in, don't know anything.
Yeah.
So pick up the magazine at any restaurant. Art and Jake's runs out real quick.
Yeah.
Romeo Family Time, they go through boxes of these. So any restaurant down Van Dyke, pick them up, jump in there, pick up a free copy, and bring a free copy home.
Well, Ruth, thank you for sharing. This has been real informative, especially for somebody who maybe not too familiar with Romeo. Mm-hmm. It's a great magazine, and I appreciate you stopping by to tell us about it.
Thanks. And I appreciate you having a color-coordinated shirt, because orange is the color this year.
Well, people say I'm a real peach.
You are, and thank you, too. We love what you do for the MittTV, too.
And for the MittTV, and for Ruth Heidelbrecht, I'm Tim Meyer, and we'll see you next time right here on the MittTV.
And we'll see you at the Peach Festival.
And the Peach
this weekend.
Yeah.
All right.